All right. Lovely viewers, once again, we are back with our studies in communication. We are continuing with what we did last time. We ended on key terms: confidentiality, congeniality, and credibility. Today, we'll be looking at barriers in communication. What do we mean by barriers in communication? We are talking about certain things that take place, certain things we use in our messages, certain things we adapt that they do not contribute to effective communication. They do not enhance the effectiveness of communication. In fact, when there are barriers in communication, then the message is not understood. The message is not clear. The message is affected one way or the other. Barriers. And these barriers will not enhance meaning. The first one has to do with distortion. Distortion. We are talking about ambiguity. We are talking about the unclear nature of the message. The message is not satisfying. In fact, the message is not understood. It could also be a change. In dialect that affects meaning. All these are distortion of a message. We talked about ambiguity. So, we have types of ambiguity. When the Shay is the best person, when the Shay and Ebony, we don't say Ebony, Ebony. They have a way of using this statement. Ebony and, how do you call it? When the Shay, they have their own way of using this word. When Ebony will tell you that, a sponsor, that song. She said the man gives him everything. Ebony and Wendy Shay have their own way of using these words. Ebony, as well as Wendy Shay, has their own way of using this word. We call it conceptual ambiguity. Depending on the concept, it becomes ambiguous. The interpretation will be two. Remember Ebony's song, Sponsor? She will tell you that, see, I've got myself a sponsor, everything that they want today, bye-bye. Then somewhere along the line, she will tell you that, how do you call it? In the evening, something because tia. Now, when they ask her about the meaning of this thing, she said that's okotia, which means the interpretation is two. Apart from what some of us know, she's also saying that is this one. Ambiguity. When that happens, you've distorted the message. Because the meaning here is two. Then, very recently, when the Shay also came with Yekotia sorry, Yekotia sorry, Yekotia sorry, Afe de massacre. And then in the song, she will be doing when they were dancing, they said Yekotia sorry, Yekotia sorry. What are they talking about? So the interpretation, they will be wondering whether she's talking about the establishment of a church or that particular thing. So we call it conceptual ambiguity. And even that other song she has, Mahama Peshe, the way she said it could either mean looking at someone or something else. And they say when the Shay will also tell you, bedroom commando, fire, baby fire. We all know what commando is. But the fact that she has used the adjective bedroom makes the interpretation to be two. Is it the commando as in one who is strong, or the one in the bedroom who does that? Fire, baby. We all know what fire is. Lexically, the word fire, we know what it is. But using it in that concept Baby fire. What are they firing? Hello? Ambiguity. So you begin to wonder, what is when they say trying to tell us? The interpretation. So the use of this word. There are some messages that are unclear. You can't understand what the message is about. Opposite of credibility. Because we are talking about the fact that in conversation, in a communication, the message should be clear. Credibility. When it becomes unclear, you've distorted message. Then, when the message is not understandable, you don't understand the message. I don't get it. Change in dialect is also distortion. We call something code mixing and code switching. Sarkodie does that a lot. In his singing, he will shift from English to Chi, from Chi to English. It's been a long time coming. Finally, me drew into my meeting. The monkey can from in the book Kadneza. Muhumia, Kemu, Hallelujah. Obidimu to from the head of Medusa. People know me to be one of the best commodities. They miss me show, but I leave the oboes. I saw my father can do. This is my apology. Who person yet to me? Charlie, make you follow me, because I believe in one God. He started with Chi, then he shifts into English. So the change in dialect could affect your understanding of the message Sarkodie is putting across. Because if I am ever and I don't understand Chi, once it shifts from from English to Chi, I'm in trouble. We call that change in dialect, and it also affects communication. Distortion. Oju ne said that form jai ne pa bre obeti Canada ne obedi kra osede bogus bebre na ntan kan 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 obe unsa mani no kwa ye fun chede uti Ghana pa ma de nya osika. So he will be rapping, and if it is true Chi throughout, he's performing this in a Chi speaking environment. Now they understand the Chi. When it shifts into English, it becomes trouble for the Chi people, because if this particular environment don't understand English and it shifts from the Chi to English, they'll be wondering, what is he trying to say? Just imagine Fancy Gadam performing in a place that is not in the north, and he's performing their language. There will be distortion because the audience might not understand the message. That is what we mean by distortion. The distortion of the message. Code mixing, code switching. All right. Talking about distortion, there is one important thing we left out, and that has to do with grammar errors. Grammatical errors. Now, look at these words. For example, we are looking at grammatical errors, and it's a distortion. When you send a message and there are errors in the message, grammatically, it's distortion. It affects the meaning. Now, the word lose here and loss. When do we use loss? When do we use this one? In an election, in a football match, when you are talking about hope, when you are even talking about weight, you tell your friend, please lose weight. Now we lose weight. You are losing weight. Is this one L-O-S-E, not L-O-O-S-E. If you think that Mahama will lose next year's election, if you think that Akufo-Addo will lose next year's election, that lose is this one, L-O-S-E. If you think that tonight Juventus is going to beat Tottenham obsessed, then you are talking about L-O-S-E. If you are telling your friend not to lose hope, what turn of deck bear 10 times? You are, please don't lose hope. This time I believe you pass. Don't lose hope. L-O-S-E. So you see, even the way you are keeping your money, I'm sure you lose it. L-O-S-E. Don't lose your position to anybody. Now, Chelsea striker, Higuain, the way he's playing, he will lose his position to someone else. L-O-S-E. And the past tense of this one is lost. So 2016, Mahama lost the election. The past tense of lose, L-O-S-E. 2012, Nana Akufo-Addo lost the election, L-O-S-T. Then, the noun form of this, so this is a verb. But the noun form of loss is this one. So you can say that the loss of the match is the reason for Mourinho's sack. Mourinho lost against, in fact, Manchester United lost against Liverpool by 3-1. And the next day, the man was shown the exit. So the loss of the match, you know, anytime you see the article, the, and then you are 90% sure that the next word will be a noun. So you say that the loss of the match is the reason for Mourinho's sack. The loss. A loss of hope. It's a dangerous thing. Today, many people are committing suicide. A loss of hope. Because it's preceded by the article, you use the noun loss. So you see, in accounting, we call something profit and loss account. Loss, L-O-S-S-E, the noun. Loss, L-O-S-S-E. Profit and loss account. So you see, even the loss there, even though it's a noun, is used to describe the account. So loss there, which is L-O-S-S, is used as an adjective. Profit and loss account to describe account. So that loss, which is a noun, could also be used as an adjective. In mathematics, business mathematics, we have what we call profit and loss. You either gain a profit in business or you gain a loss, L-O-S-S. That is the noun form of this one. Then this one is used as an adjective many a time. I saw a Champions League match recently and they said Messi chanced on a loose ball. Manchester United versus Barcelona. When this guy, what's the name? Ashley Young left Messi and Messi got the ball. So the commentator said that, and Messi chanced on a loose ball. So the loose ball doesn't mean that they are deflating the ball or they are losing anything. No. Loose ball. This loose here is an adjective. It's describing the ball. Just like you say, handsome boy, beautiful girl, pretty, which are adjectives. This loose here is also an adjective. It's performing the same function, describing the ball. On rare occasions, loose may be used as a verb, but not in context like this. So if one writes this word and it doesn't use it in the appropriate context, there is distortion. Loss. Many people also have the problem with the use of this word. And even this one. Beautiful people out there. The word "it's," the interpretation is either it is an answer. It has. These are the two interpretations for "it's." So if you go to Kumasi, just in front of Baba Yara Sports Stadium, there is this restaurant where the term is "it's my kitchen." Restaurant. Which means it is what? It is my kitchen restaurant. It is mine. So anytime you say it is, it means it is. When you are watching, I think music on TV3, they will tell you that it's big. It's big, which means it is big. Someone will say, it's my birthday. I think March 7th is Peter Edochie's birthday, the Nigerian actor. Then March 3 is Juliet Ibrahim's. March 20 is Fernando Torres's. So you see, It's my birthday. Juliet Ibrahim, who celebrated a birthday in South Africa recently, March 3 or 3rd March, will say it's my birthday, turning 33. On this particular day, will say it is my birthday. So you see, it is. When you are writing a letter, many students out there, especially the senior high school students, they say that, "Hi Kofi, it's been long since I heard from you." This one is not, it's been long. The interpretation will be what? It has been long since I heard from you. It has. So you see that whether you say it is or it has depends on what context you have in front of you. Then when do we use it? This word is a pronoun that is used as an adjective. This word is just like mine, it's just like you, it's just like his, it's just like her, it's just like their, it's just like our. So anytime you see these words, we call them possessive pronouns or adjectival possessive pronouns. You will see a noun immediately after them. My house, his car, their school, our property, her money, their house. So you see that just after these words, you see nouns. The same thing happens to it. So, someone will say that formal education and its benefits. So you see that this "its" here is performing the function just like these ones. They are benefits. Its benefits. If you have a desk here, a desk or a seat, and you are saying its leg, the leg of the stool, not kitchen stool, the leg of your desk, the leg of your table, its leg. We are talking about a goat, its hind leg. In science, normally they say hind leg. So its adjective is describing the leg. Its hind leg. So anytime you use its, straightforward, you must see a noun in front of it. It's an adjective. It's describing a noun. Then the other one means it is or it has. So when someone writes things like this and he misuses it, he uses them anyhow, there is distortion in the message, in the communication. Let's even come to the common one here. Let's. And it's so interesting to realize that when you say to let, is the American type of English. If you have a store and you write a store to let, the Americans say to let. Then the British will say for sale. So most cars you see around, they've written for sale. The for sale is the British language. Then to let is American. Now, if someone sends you a message on WhatsApp and say that, let's share. Of course, we'll share for you. There are some people who will send you a message, especially early in the morning or late in the night. Send this message to 10 people in just 5 minutes, and God will bless you. And those of us who believe in this message will buy data and send it because we want the blessing of the Lord to come upon us. Now, so he will, at the latter part of the message, he will tell you that let's share. Now, when he says let's share, it's grammatically wrong, and distortion takes place. Why? Because let's here means to let something. So if Kofi lets his shop to Ama, then it means that Kofi here is giving out his shop for rent. So Kofi lets his shop to Ama, just as you say Kofi eats, Kofi buys, Kofi wants, Kofi is, which is, singular verb, singular noun, singular verb, singular noun, singular verb, concord. Kofi lets So what it means that this share here, you are letting it. Who the mahain? Who the share mahain? So you see that you've distorted the message because of the grammatical mistake, the grammatical error. But what do you say? You should say let's share. Because when you say let's share, it means that let us. That is the interpretation. Let means let us. Let's share. Let us share. So when you are doing question tags, especially in the JHS, question tag and then the SHS, someone will say let's share. Then the question tag will be will you? Let's share. No, not will you. It will be shall we? Let's share. Shall we? Let's go out. Shall we? Let's buy the car. Shall we? So all these you see. When you write it wrongly, then there is what? A distortion in the message. The message is distorted because it is not satisfying because of the grammar mistake. So let us share the message. Let's. Then this let's here has to Kofi lets his shop. Kofi lets his car. There are more examples of grammatical errors. What about hanged? And that of hang. You hang an object, then you hang a person. So you say that Kofi hanged himself. You know, in the Bible, Judas Iscariot, what did he do? He hanged himself. So hanged himself, not hang. It's not an object. Your dress on the line, the past tense, you know, all of them are hang. But the past tense of your dress that you hang on the line is hang. Your dress. Then this hanged is the person who hanged himself. Is committed suicide. So the person. So when you misuse them, when you change them and you bring this here and send that there and say that he hung himself. What are you telling us? This hang here, which is supposed to be a dress, now human being is hanging. Oh, hatanipa. Distortion of the message. A word like diary and dairy. A word like liar and lay are confusing homophones and homonyms. A liar is someone who is not telling the truth, untrue. Lay is a place where wild animals are kept. A place where wild animals are kept is lair. So someone can say that Daniel was kept in the lion's lair. Diary. A friend of mine who has a problem with spellings, what he does is he writes diary to mean the book. So diary is the book. We have what we call diary cattle. And that one is this one. Dairy cattle. Milk producing cattle. And dairy here, this is dairy. And that is diary. Dairy, this one, could also mean a shop where they sell cheese, butter, milk, and so on and so forth. So you see that dairy means shop where we sell cheese, butter, and milk. Or you can say dairy cattle, milk producing cattle. Then this one is the book in which we keep secret, confidential records. So if you misuse them, you've distorted the message. And that is what we mean by. One other one I always want to talk about is lie and lie. Interestingly, if you are talking about someone who is not speaking the truth, so untrue, this one is, if you like, sleeping. Then the next lie has to do with